Today we're gonna make potato au gratin. It is one of my family's favorite recipes. It is a little tedious, but once it's all done, it is very rewarding. I have parmesan, gouda, aged gouda, Swiss cheese, and goat cheese. Now you can use as many cheeses as you want. And then obviously you want a good 3 pounds of just regular russet potatoes. And then they're pretty big, just a few, or 1 to 2 pounds of sweet potatoes. And some eggs, some heavy cream, salt and pepper, and nutmeg. And we'll get to the nutmeg once we make our custard. All right, now we're over here at the sink, and you're basically just gonna start with taking one of your potatoes and giving it some water, and then taking your peeler and just peeling. Doesn't have to be perfect. Just peel off all the skin and into a bowl of cold water. Okay, so now we got our sweet potatoes and our russet potatoes peeled, and now I'm gonna show you how to use the mandolin. This is by far probably the most dangerous tool in the kitchen, but this is how we're going to slice our potatoes to get them really thin so we can create those really nice layers. Okay, so now you're going to take the guard. These things should come with a guard. And you're going to take your potato, and I don't really know if there's a right way to do it, but you're just gonna pop it in there and basically just go back and forth. Now you're gonna wanna play with it a little bit. You know, sometimes, let's see how thin that is. I mean, it's pretty good. So honestly, you're gonna bake these things for, gosh, almost 2 hours, so that's pretty good. And you're gonna keep doing that until you get a bunch of potato slices. All right, now as you can see here, we have our peeled and thinly sliced regular potatoes and sweet potatoes. And now we're gonna move on to making the custard. So now you're gonna get the pot up to about medium heat, and I just like to put some butter in the bottom, so why not? And then you're gonna add about 3 to 6 cups of cream. So I have 4 cups in mine. So what we're doing here is making a cheese custard, and now basically what we want to do is make the fondue aspect of it. So what we're going to do now is put the cheeses in that I talked about earlier. This, you can do about 1 to 2 cups. If you want more cheese, add more cheese. So this is about 2 cups of Swiss, and then 2 cups of gouda. Another 2 cups of parmesan, and then goat cheese is pretty strong, so maybe not quite 2 cups, but like 1.5 or so. Once you get your cheeses in, you're going to want to let this reduce down until you get that creamy consistency. You don't want it lumpy like this, so if you're in a hurry, you can blitz it with one of those emulsion blenders. Okay, so I would say that's probably been reducing down to a more creamy consistency for the last 10 or so minutes. So once you have achieved this creamy consistency, as you can see here, we're gonna come over here and make our custard. I have 7 eggs right here, so we're just gonna get these cracked into a bowl. Now once you get all your eggs cracked into a bowl, you just put a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. So a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, and now a little bit of nutmeg. And then whisk it up. All right, so once you have this all whisked up, you'll come over here and you'll grab your cheese fondue. So now what you're gonna wanna do is you're going to, well, you have someone helping you mix. You're just gonna lightly, slowly pour this in. This is what your custard should look like, and we'll put that to the side and start assembling our potatoes. Okay, so now the fun part. So you got your custard, and you're gonna wanna get a baking sheet like this, or you can do a big one, depending on how many people you wanna serve. So this is quite a messy process, so I have just a larger baking sheet below, so it just doesn't ooze out onto the oven. So now you just wanna coat it. You can do butter. I just have some, what's this stuff? Cooking spray. Yep, cooking spray. We're just gonna coat this with some cooking spray. And now you're gonna start taking your regular potatoes and just start coating the bottom. Okay, now once you have a good layer on the bottom like that, you're just gonna take your custard and pour it over the top. Now you're gonna do another layer of regular potatoes. Okay, and now once you have that layer, some more of your custard. Okay, now you're gonna go in with your sweet potatoes. So this will be that one layer of sweet potatoes we talked about earlier. Once you have your layer of sweet potatoes, some more of your cheese custard on top of that. Okay, and then lastly, you're just gonna do one more layer of the regular potatoes. Perfect, and then once you have that last layer of regular potatoes, just one more topping of your custard. So there you have it, here's what it should look like. So basically, each layer will have the custard, but you want to do 2 layers of potatoes, of regular potatoes, 1 layer of sweet potatoes, and then the last layer just regular potatoes again, and then your custard on the very top. And then lastly, we're just going to add, just to top it off, you'll do a little bit of Parmesan again on the very top. And you're gonna wanna put this in the oven for about 2 hours at 275. All right, everyone, it's been about 2 hours, so now we're gonna go check on our potatoes. Look at that, gorgeous, right? Not too bad at all. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna let these rest overnight in the fridge and let it harden up, and we'll continue tomorrow. All right, I put these in the fridge overnight and let the flavors all meld together. And now basically what you're gonna do is you're going to, since it's hard right now, you're going to cut however you want to cut it. I'm just going to choose to use a cookie cutter for the demonstration. And then you're going to put these in the oven at 275 for about 20 to 30 minutes until the center is nice and hot again. So let's give this a shot. Perfect. Okay, now check out all these layers. I'm going to put this to the side over here. Look at all those layers. Look at that. Look at those layers. All right, so before I put this in the oven, I'm just gonna sprinkle extra Parmesan over the top. Now, like I said, we're gonna pop this in the oven for another 20 to 30 minutes and we're ready to go. All right, so this has been in the oven now for about 20 to 30 minutes. You might have to play around with it. Sometimes I've done 325. Anyways, this looks gorgeous. We're gonna get it on the plate right here for y'all. So this goes really well with really any type of steak, maybe some steak and peppercorn sauce I like. These also make really good leftovers. You can freeze them and pull them out for a nice dinner side. Like I stated in the beginning, they're a little messy, a little tedious, but the end product is very rewarding. So I'm gonna give it a shot right now. Cool, wanna try? Good? All right. Like, subscribe, comment below on what recipe you wanna see next. Thanks again for watching.